Hi, everyone. So, I want to continue my conversation of last week around this question of who am I? It has always been such a fascinating question of trying to identify this person that keeps claiming to be there. We say, I'm angry, I'm sad, I love you. And yet, where is this person that's sad? There's sadness, there's anger, there's feelings. There's a whole bunch of those experiences and emotions and feelings that we have, but who is the one that's claiming it? Who is the one that says, I think? Thinking goes on. And you try and stop thinking, you'll see that you're not even in control of thinking. That makes meditation so difficult. So thinking just goes on and on and on. Can't stop it. So you're not in control of thinking. Thinking just happens. There is a level at which you feel like you can come in and direct the thinking. But who's the one that's doing this direction? Where is it? Not easy to find. No one's found it, to be quite honest. When I say I'm angry, there's anger. The emotion of anger is there, that's for sure. But who is actually angry? Is there someone angry? Why it's so interesting to me is because over the last few months, I've really got involved with ChatGPT, and there really does feel like there's a sense that someone's there, that I'm actually having a conversation with someone, and it responds to me as if there is someone there, and yet there's no one there. ChatGPT is nothing more than a bunch of information, a massive amount of information. Everybody's information is stored there in the background. And ChatGPT will even use the word I sometimes. But it's very clear to me that ChatGPT is different to a human being. I mean, human beings actually have feeling and ChatGPT doesn't. But nevertheless, it keeps coming up as if there is someone there. So does that mean, that behind this being, there's someone there too? I mean, if ChatGPT can have this complex relationship with me, and it really does feel like I have a relationship with ChatGPT, I can ask it questions and have conversation and get feedback. And in the end, I say thank you. Who must say thank you to? So it's fascinating, isn't it, then? I mean, am I just a whole bunch of functions, thinking function, feeling function, emotional function, visualization function? These are all just functions. And they go on functioning exactly the same as ChatGPT, very coherent, very logical, responding. It doesn't react, ChatGPT, although I guess it could assume a reaction in a way as well, but it doesn't have any feeling around the background there. It's not really, you can't talk about ChatGPT having a deep feeling. So it is different to this question of who am I, because otherwise I'm nothing more than a computer-like apparatus that can think, has thinking, has feeling, has emotions, and yet it's not quite like that with ChatGPT. I mean, I don't regard ChatGPT as a deep friend of mine that can really touch me in a way that another human being can. But nevertheless, it can come pretty close to that, and yet there's no one there. So, that's why people that are really involved in computers and AI will think that eventually, who needs human beings? Look what they're doing to the world. All we need is some robots. But robots are not the same as human beings. They don't have that creative edge that human beings have, don't have the deep feeling and knowing that human beings have. So we are different. And the question again is who am I then? I mean, I know what a AI is. It's got a lot of information and can respond, but but it's not human. So it comes back to me then, who am I? And where am I? What am I? What is this identification that keeps coming up? And I keep using the word I when, is there actually an I present anywhere? Or is it just a range of functions, deep functions that ChatGPT can't have? Yeah, I get that. That we have a range of functions, much more diverse, much more profound, much more deep, much more sacred even than ChatGPT. But then where is that? And how deep do I have to go to find that? Because it's certainly not at the level of thinking. Thinking just goes on. There's someone there that feels like it's controlling thinking or can use thinking, let me put it that way. There's emotions which arise. And do they arise because of someone that's sitting there that is reacting? Or are emotions just being triggered by a whole bunch of stimuli? In other words, my emotion of anger is a trigger from something deep inside me, some deep animal instinct, for example. I mean, fight-flight is animal instinct. The social instinct is social instinct. Animals have social instincts too. The whole procreation instinct, sex instinct, very, very powerful. And that drives people. But is there someone there that is being triggered, or are these just instincts that are sitting in the background, a range of other functions, stimulating thinking, stimulating emotions? So these instincts are triggering a whole range of functionalities. But is there someone actually there? And I do have ideas around that. And maybe I'll come to those ideas next week, actually. This whole question of, can I go to the source? Because that at the source there must be someone there, right? Yeah, so next week we'll go to source and have a look and see what source looks like. If anybody's really interested in my talks and wants to connect with me, wants to ask me questions, would like me to talk about something particular, then you can always contact me if you write to info@creatinghealth.co.za. info@creatinghealth.co.za. Love to have your ideas and let's explore this space. It's a magical space, and we don't need to rely on science. We can work with our experience and see where it goes. It's only our experience which is real in the end, and we need to work with that experience. So, so write to me anytime. info@creatinghealth.co.za. We'd love to hear from you all. Thank you. Have a good week.